So LeBron officially signed with the Lakers this past Thursday, July 9th. His agent, Rich Paul, you see him there in the picture. He sat down with Matt Weiner and Isaiah Thomas during a Summer League game and explained why LeBron chose L.A.
To be clear, no one really knew what we were doing and what we wasn't going to do. There's a lot of speculation out there.
Yeah.
We don't have sources, For those that do talk to myself, I gave them as much information as I could. But for him, it was just a basketball decision. I think it was one of the biggest challenges this year. When he went to Miami, it was about winning the championship. When he came home, it was about delivering a promise. This one, he really had no footing. It was basically about what he wanted to do and what made him happy. And he earned that, being in his 16th season. You don't have athletes in your 16th season, you're the #1 free agent.
No.
That
I
don't
think
happen.
that's ever happened.
No, normally in your 16th season, they're trying to push you out of whichever league it is that they're playing.
Or you're a complimentary veteran.
Yeah, or you
don't
take a
get
step
to your
down,
16th.
or you don't get there. Exactly. So my advice to him was, do what makes you happy. Let me do my job in helping you understand the landscape, and you tell me what's important to you. And so I had his board ready, and the teams that he looked at, and for guys like Ben Simmons, it was the reason why he looked at Philadelphia, but ultimately he chose the Lakers. And there was no, people say, well, it's about movies, it's about this. It's LeBron James. He's already a global entity, so it wasn't necessarily about that. Now, obviously, if that's what you're into and you're on that platform, it enhances it because everyone's there. But that wasn't part of the decision to go with that. It was, it's a challenge. I thought this was the biggest challenge, going to a place, regardless everyone thought it was what it was going to be because this guy went and that guy went. No, and he made a decision to go, and so we'll see what happens. He's excited. I think they're excited, and that's all that matters in that regard.
So, Rex, I think it's safe to say that King James holds the crown as the biggest free agency move so far this offseason. But let's go through your best moves and the best teams so far. And we'll start with the Lakers. Is LeBron enough in the other moves that they made to make the playoffs and really contend in the West for the Lakers?
Some disrespect. I don't want to say no disrespect. Did you see the team that he just took to the final? I said some
but that's
disrespect.
in the East. Play devil's advocate. That was in the East.
I'm with you. No, listen, I think, yes, I do. I think he can. They need shooters. I'd love to try to get a 10 date if I can. But they need a couple shooters. I got to think that, listen, who wouldn't go to Los Angeles and live out the rest of their careers in any kind of work in Los Angeles, in California? It's a great place. Magic's there. They're going to get things going. I think there's about a 0% chance, though, that Kawhi doesn't figure into this somehow. They had to have put all their eggs in that basket. I just don't see LeBron going out there with nothing else coming along with him. I think they have to be holding out for Kawhi.
So, in other words, we're going to look out in L.A. and see what other moves they make, but we have to look back east, okay? And a lot of teams now, it seems, it's wide open because the East got weaker with LeBron leaving. The Bulls made several moves. They re-upped restricted free agent Zach LaVine, who played just 24 games last season due to injury, so he's like a new player. Also, they got Jabari Parker, and you like what they did in the draft as well.
Love it. Wendell Carter, I felt like was, if not the best big man in the draft. I had him second overall. I think he's a stud. He comes to play every night. He's low to no maintenance on and off the court. He's a shot blocker. You can pick and pop with him, pick and roll. They've got Lauri Markkanen in there. They have the signing of Zach LaVine. They're just going to be very young. I love Jabari Parker going to this team, though. That's a guy who, when he's healthy, he's averaged, he played one year over 70 games and averaged 20 points, 6 rebounds. He's got to do a little bit better rebounding the ball. The main thing for him is staying healthy. If he can stay healthy, I think this ends up being a terrific deal for not only Jabari and the Bulls, but also for Milwaukee.
All right, Memphis. They were awful last year. 22 wins. That's it.
Yep.
Second worst record in the West. But you think they got better this offseason? You like what they did in the draft? Explain.
I really do. I really like Jaren Jackson Jr. He's a shot blocker, a kid with a lot of toughness. He's been around the game. His dad played in the league. I played against his dad for quite a few years. This young man really and truly, the sky's the limit. He can get up and down the floor. He runs. He shot blocks. He's mean, tough. And then you got Mike Conley coming back and Marc Gasol. I think they're a playoff team.
Now, I knew we were going to be here together this
Did you?
evening, so I wore this orange tie just to represent for you
I
and
know
those
where
New
you're
York
going.
Knicks.
I know
Because
where
we
you're
got a
going.
Kentucky guy, too.
New York Knocks is what they call him. Yeah.
Great draft.
Yes.
Mitchell Robinson, New York Knicks.
Hey, Mitchell Robinson. Let's say he's not, Wilt Chamberlain. He's Theo Ratliff, maybe. He's, he can get up and down the floor. He catches everything. He finishes everything. Dunks everything quick. I'm a big fan of this young man. They're going to have to work with him quite a bit on his strength and conditioning, but man, he has really played well in Summer League. And then my guy from Kentucky, Kevin Knox, he's been sort of all the rage out in New York this last couple weeks. He's gotten so much stronger over the last 6 months. I watched Kevin play every game of his college career. He's a terrific young man, plays hard, plays the right way, and your Knicks have a bright future.
Okay, we're going to have to move on from New York. I have a feeling next season we'll talk about them a lot, and I'll be smiling. But in free agency, we often talk about the guys that leave teams, come to new situations, and how that affects the NBA. But in OKC, Sam Presti traded for Paul George the year before and then offered him an extension, and he stayed. That seems to be a big coup for the Thunder.
I think it is. And in fact, we talked about this a little earlier, Chris, offset. I really like the pairing of Russ and Paul together, and I like it a lot more without Carmelo there at this stage of his career. No disrespect to Melo. I love Melo. But I think that right now, if you've got Paul George and you've got Russell Westbrook, I think Paul will take a more assertive role. Neither one of those guys will need to defer to Melo at all, and I think it'll be on for these guys come October.
Since the season has passed, the Paul George-Russell Westbrook relationship seems to be very tight now. I don't know if they're just doing that for the cameras, but when you get to the postseason next year, can you see those two guys figure it out? And are they good enough to be contenders in the West? Because we know what Golden State is, and it seems as if Houston might have taken a step back.
I like, they added Nerlens Noel. That's a shot blocker who's going to get up and down the floor. Yes, I think they can. They can bounce back, and I do. I like the pairing of Paul George and Russell with Melo off to the side, because I think these guys will get back to doing what they do, and that's putting their foot on the gas and scoring that basket.
And Stephen Adams is not a bad guy to have as quote your third guy. Speaking of big men, a Boogie to the Warriors. Twitter almost exploded. Some people were super excited about it. Others, not so much, as in maybe we're overplaying this too much because this is not the 25 and 12 guy they're going to get. So where are you on this?
I think it's huge. Kentucky guy, got to throw that out there, of course.
Everybody's
you know this, guys. You set me up for these things. I love Boogie going there. I love it for the Warriors. Look, they need another challenge. They're going back to the finals, I think, again, for a, fifth year? I think Boogie needs this, though. And I think this is a great move for both Golden State and DeMarcus Cousins. Boogie needs to be associated with winning and prove to everyone that he can get along with everybody in the locker room. I think it's great for him. I like it even if he doesn't play this year and he just is around that culture.
Is it good for guys like Jordan Bell, who seem to be taking a next step in his career now, maybe taking a step back with Boogie coming in?
Well, I think you got to know Boogie's only going to play late in the season if he plays. That's a tough injury, Achilles injury. Yep. Jordan Bell, I think, is what he is and is who he is. They found a steal there late in the draft last year. What a ball of energy. I love Jordan Bell. He's a shot blocker. He's no Boogie Cousins. I think Boogie and the Bell kid will get along well.
Boogie and the Bell. I like all of your off-season moves that you're high on. Let's see what comes to fruition next season. But there's still a league in season right now. The top team in the WNBA look to maintain their spot on top. We check in with Dallas and Seattle next. You're watching NBA Game Time. Toronto and Charlotte. Miles Bridges, 12th overall pick in the draft. Pay attention because he's making a name for himself.
Oh, my goodness.
Sometimes the shots you miss are as good as the shots you make.
Look at that.
Hey, now.
Come on. He tried to bring the whole building down. Just made it up on the fly.
You know it's a good move when your miss makes the replay several times, but then, hey, this one, it not coming off.
We had half man, half amazing, the human highlight reel. What are we giving him? Miles high. How about that?
nice touch.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm not just
There we
all
go.
thumbs. 18 points, 11 rebounds for Miles Bridges. Then they started cooking with Bacon. 28 points for Dwayne Bacon. Riley Alkins. And he's a former internet sensation.
Arizona
ties the
product.
game up at 80.
That's right, out of New York City.
So when you go to overtime, why not go back to the kid with the handle and the jumper?
Tough kid. Can really play.
Gets the win, 87-84. The Heat and Celtics. Pierre Henry, 15 points for him, but Rex, this is the one that matters. Puts the defender on skates. That's a defeated feeling. Like, oh, I can't.
You couldn't even reach him to foul him.
Oh man, don't say my name. Hey, Semi Ojeleye. I think he's a bit overqualified for his summer league.
He's a grown man playing against these young guys. He had a lot of playoff experience this year, too.
I think we have a Diesel Dunks nominee.
My goodness. Powerful.
Ty Webster.
He dunked that still going up, right? My gosh.
I wouldn't know. That's outside of my realm of understanding. Hey, no extra sauce on this for Justin Bibbs, but it puts the game away. Celtics get the win, 74-72. 76ers and Milwaukee. Zaire Smith traded on draft night. You know, he's got that extra motor.
Yes, he
that's
does.
an offensive rebound off of a missed layup.
Athletic freak. He can get out and go. Once he gets his jump shot right, look out.
Certainly a guy that makes plays, showing that coveted athleticism and that motor. Christian Wood carrying the load for the Bucks. Getting some nice assists from Tim Quarterman. That helps.
Absolutely. Christian Wood running the lane back in Vegas. He went to school there.
27 points for Wood. Less than 10 seconds left. This game came down to one play, and Furkan Korkmaz is the one making it.
And
Ooh,
one.
Fell. Get 40 points in the Summer League opener, 19 in the game winner there. WNBA, two of the highest scoring teams, Seattle and Dallas, squaring off in the only action on Saturday. And you got the highest scoring teams because you have the highest scoring player in Breanna Stewart.
Big fan of Breanna Stewart. Watched her play a lot at UConn. She's dominating. She dominated in college, and she's doing it on this level as well.
You get an idea of why she's the league's leading scorer. You saw the pull-up game, and now you see the three-point range. Seattle ahead by 2. So we move to the second half. You know, Skylar Diggins.
They have her in the game. She's not bad, right?
Third in the league in assists, but here we see the ability to score. 21 points for her. Kayla Thornton, defense, and you're not catching up with her.
Nope, get in the passing lane, get out and run.
But when you have Breanna Stewart down by 1 in the fourth quarter, you say, hey, we need you, and we need you now.
Go to work. And one.
35 and 10.
Woo.
That's a season high for her. And then Sue Bird knocks down the triple.
Better guard Sue Bird.
Feeling good. So on Sunday, we have a lot of WNBA action for you. Triple header. In fact, Chicago Sky, New York Liberty start the action at 3. Phoenix Mercury, the league's all-time leading scorer, Diana Taurasi, face the Indiana Fever at 5. The Connecticut Sun, Minnesota Lynx have the nightcap at 7. You know, Ray Allen, Steph Curry, two of the best shooters of all time. What about them on the golf course? Apparently, they're still taking jumpers. You see Ray Allen, like, hey, that's just like me. I can do that. Breaking news, Channing Frye has re-signed with the Cleveland Cavaliers. How about that?
Thank goodness.
For bringing somebody back. 1 year, $2.4 million deal. He and Kevin Love clearly getting along. Love posted this on Instagram, referencing LeBron's return to Cleveland. He said he had to do it.
You know what? The teammates are the best thing about the NBA, really and truly.
Well, it's time to go at the buzzer. Saturday was the second round of the American Century Celebrity Golf Championship. Charles Barkley is indeed a celebrity.
Look at him.
He's got that hitch out of his swing, but that aim, maybe not
hey,
so much.
well, be a tough comebacker there.
Well, you know who's got some good aim? That guy, Ray Allen.
Touch. Ray Allen, what a great guy. Great player, great guy, great athlete.
Close to getting a bucket there. Steph Curry's like, let me show you how to do this, my friend.
Hey, Steph can really play. I do expect he will be on the senior tour one day. For real.
Now, it's fine to see those guys on the golf course doing the golf thing, but what about, let's see them do what they really can. Oh, Ray Allen with the miss.
Oh, I don't want to ever hear anybody talk about a problem with depth perception again. Come on. They got a whole lake behind them.
And this little fella.
Kidding me.
Gonna remember that forever.
What it's all about. It's what it's all about.
Get him some dap,
Yeah, make your muscles. Love it. Love it. Isn't that great?
He's not Cannon, because I'm sure Cannon, Steph's new kid, will be like, he'll be 2 years old hitting it from half court.
Yeah, I know we got some proud grandparents out there, Dell and Sonia. They helped raise me as well, so I'm looking forward to meeting Cannon for the first time.
I would love to see you and Dell have a shootout. That would be great. You, Dell, and Tony Bennett have a whole Charlotte reunion.
I'm third. I would come in third. They got me.
Chris Miles, Rex Chapman, this has been NBA Game Time. Peace out.